So I'm presently reading the book The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, and one interesting observation that he points out in that book is that, and that's common for almost everyone, that when we are on the roads, we always look at fancy cars, right? And The cars which are expensive, and we look at them, and we want those kinds of things, right? We want that car, and that's why we see that, okay, this is a good car, and then we want it, right? But for the people who are buying those things and they feel happy that, okay, people are looking at me because I got this car, but the reality is people are not looking at you, the person who bought that car. People are looking at the car and just the car, and this is actually very real because every time I look at a car that looks fancy, I just look at the car. I don't even give a glance to the person who's driving it. I don't even care, right? And that's the same for everyone, right? But people do spend a lot of money to get fancy cars or get expensive stuff because they want to look rich. But if people are not looking at you, they are only looking at your rich stuff, then it's not helping your purpose that you want to look rich, because you go out of the picture and it's just the stuff that people admire. And they only want that stuff. They only look at it in that way. They don't admire you for getting that stuff, right? They want that stuff for themselves, and that's why they give a look. So you need to understand this when you're spending your money on anything that's fancy, anything that you're buying to look rich, right? Because people are not going to look and admire you for having that money. People are just going to admire the stuff that you buy by spending a lot, and they're going to want themselves to have that stuff, right? So you understand how thinking works in this respect, and that should help you make better money decisions, because nobody cares what car you drive or what things you have, expensive things you have, what fancy watch you wear. They're only going to look at the stuff and want it on themselves, nothing about you. So keep this in mind whenever you're spending on fancy stuff, expensive stuff to look rich. It's always better to be rich and not let nobody know, or nobody knows about it, than to show people that you're rich but have less money, or be in debt. So that's worse. That should not be the case.